I wanted to share with you an agent that we have on our team that not only has had a phenomenal start in year one, but also came from an interesting background. So we want to talk all about that, Victoria, today. So Victoria has joined me for this particular video, and you've been on the team now for how long?
Almost 2 years. It'll be, well, a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going into your second year.
Second year.
Now. Okay. I think you probably December of last year. September of last year. 2 years ago.
It'll be 2 years this September.
Okay.
Like 2023.
So you made it like a full-time job when?
I guess technically December.
December.
So December.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been just over a year full-time.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And so why I wanted to have Victoria join us is just about the level of success. So if you don't mind me asking, how many closed and pending transactions did you have in the first full 12 months with us?
In the first full 12 months, 24.
24. Okay, so obviously that's an excellent number.
Yes.
Tell me what you did, where a lot of agents do struggle. So why do you think that you had a level of success to do 24 where others on the average do 4? What do you think it was for you?
Well, one, I mean, the structure of our team is really designed to help people be high-producing agents. Obviously, the coaching from you is incredible. And really, I think just motivation, my background in television does help a lot with the question asking, but motivation and the structure of the team.
Yeah, and it's interesting she said that about question asking. One of the things that I liked about Victoria when I heard about her background in TV, which we'll get into in a minute, was that she was a field reporter, correct?
Yes.
Is that what you did?
Well, a host, yes. I did field reporting, sideline reporting, and then I was also an in-studio host for a show.
So how do you think that TV work helped you in the business that you have now?
Question asking. I mean, anyone who is a part of the Mike Ferry organization or a high-producing agent knows that you have to ask the right questions. And obviously in television, it was my job to prep and get ready for interviews and ask the right questions. When I was a host, it's also my job to guide the conversation. And essentially I'm doing the same thing with my clients, except we're figuring out, while I think it's always a good time to sell, sometimes it has to make financial sense and it has to make logical sense for our clients. And helping them come to that conclusion with the proper questions is where my background is really helping me.
So a year and a half in real estate business, how many years in TV? 12 years. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the jump, right? Because we've talked a lot about, and I've shared with you that I think that people in the TV world and what it is that you did previously for 12 years is actually an amazing fit for what we do. Question asking, personality wise, you have people that have really good dynamic personalities. They're not afraid to talk to people. If you're standing in front of a camera, obviously, that you're not nervous on having a conversation with somebody, right? So if you can, why did you leave TV? And why was real estate a better fit for you?
I left TV for a couple of reasons. I loved television. I loved what I did. I actually didn't really want to leave, but the industry was kind of forcing me out. Not because I had anyone kicking me out. It was just more or less they weren't paying me what I was worth. The sexism that I dealt with in my industry. I started in sports, ended in entertainment. I was just over it. I was ready to go work for myself. And I also, with being 33 years old and not married, I was like, if I want to live this life that I want to live, I need to make money on my own. And so when I joined this team, it was hard at first. The first 6 months, I was like, did I make the right decision? Should I just go back to TV? I mean, it's not easy. But now looking back in hindsight on it, like, I don't regret it one bit. Real estate has changed my life, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's something we always promote if you know how to do it right.
Yeah. If
you work the schedule, you talk to people, you have a plan of action, you can make a lot of money. So first year income was what?
It was 160.
160 or 116?
No, 160.
160?
Yeah.
And then year two income?
We're aiming for over 200,000.
200,000, which is mind-blowing, yeah. Especially from where she came from, which is awesome to do this interview for everybody that was watching, is that people who get into real estate, they all have an idea that real estate can be very successful, but most actually fail. But yet you've actually taken what you've done from your previous career, applied it to the real estate business, and then now have really excelled and have done really well. It's really interesting to think about how big, like, Victoria can think in regards to income, because I tell her all the time, making $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 is actually in line with what you see happening here, right?
Oh, 100%. Like, what I made in January alone, in November of 2022, I made an income that month of $35,000 and thought that was just like, that's going to be really hard to beat. 2 months later, I ended up making $60,000 in 1 month. And to me, I was like, that was more than my annual salary of my last job.
I know, it's crazy, right?
You know, so it's really life-changing. And I think a lot of people that work in television, we have a very different type of work ethic. And the fact, it makes me sad to think about all my friends still on TV just working and grinding and just being treated not the best, and they're not even making enough to live on.
Yeah, and you and I have talked about that. One of the videos we wanted to shoot here today was to help all those that are also watching to say, how do we get people that are in the TV world? Because we believe that is actually a really perfect realtor for us, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're used to working longer hours,
Yes.
right? You're used to working not for a lot of money in most cases,
Yeah.
and yet you can come here and probably work less hours
100%.
and then make a lot more money.
The only difference is the risk. A lot of people get really scared because you're not getting paid every single 2 weeks. And so when you do have big months, you have to sit on that cash. The first year is the toughest. But now that I'm in my second year, I have room to breathe. And so I would just encourage anyone who's maybe watching this video who works in television, if you're willing to just give it a year, oh, it's life-changing.
Well, and something we can do too, because one of the things that we do for folks that we feel are the right fit for us is we can help financially, even giving you a salary as a real estate agent while you learn, which is something we did
Which is
with
what I
you.
needed.
Yeah, you did it for a very short time though, right? Once you started figuring out how it all worked, you're like, okay, I want to get off this thing so I can make the real money, which has really worked for you. So, Victoria, I want to thank you, and I know that everybody here is going to get a lot of information from this video. So, again, guys, Bernie Gallerani with Victoria. If you guys have any questions, please hit the information below. We'd love to answer any questions you have. Everybody have a great day.